Scott, W2BLT in Buffalo, New York, and I'll be your host for the first hour this morning, and then we'll turn it over to K2CMT, Mike in DeBerry, Florida, with Vicky on the log this morning, KE8VKY. Announcements for today, don't forget, 10 o'clock this morning on the 20-meter net, 14.317. Come join Roger and Randy and whoever else is in there. Hopefully we got some propagation today and things will work out well. The question of the day, which was the junk dog himself, JB&M. Do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1% skim, or none? I know some people just don't like drinking milk, but what kind of milk do you prefer? I don't mean avocado milk, maple tree milk, just regular milk. This is net number 952 for those keeping track. Let me acknowledge these text check-ins and then we'll take some mobiles. We had KE2NJV, Wayne, VA3GLJ, Greg, KE2EIO, Michael, V3XTD, Eric, KM4WZD, Joe, N9BBM, Nathan, KK6BCX, Kenneth, 8BYU, Roy, KQ4ZGF, Bryn, 2ZJH, Stephen. Who do we have out there this morning mobile? If you're mobile, and please mobiles only, come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Bravo 4 Romeo Oscar November Whiskey. Bravo 4 Romeo Oscar November. That's W. Mobile number truck. Kilo 4 Kilo Zulu KK4 KZZ. Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile. KQ4 YVA Kilo Quebec 4 mobile in and out. KE2 FLO KE2 FLO mobile in the work truck in and out. Kilo Quebec 4 Oscar Romeo Kilo KQ4 ORK mobile in and out. Hotel India and Sky in and out.
Alrighty, we'll hold it up there. Recognizing from the bottom up, we had Art N2 UHI in Wake Forest, North Carolina was in and out. Barry in Apopka, KQ4 ORK was in and out. KE2 FLO, Mike right here in Buffalo, New York was in. KQ4 YVA, Norman in St. Cloud, Florida was in and out. Then we had KZ4JN Anders, KK4 KZZ Mark, and WB4RON. Let's go to Ron in somewheres in Niagara Falls. Good morning, Ron, and do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim?
WB4RON. I would prefer whole milk. I mean fresh. Back on the farm, we just taken, we had a cup we kept out in the barn, and every time we milked the cows by hand, we always had a fresh, warm glass of milk, which our government frowns on for some reason, but I think the best milk you could ever get is that fresh stuff. Whole milk, definitely. WB4RON, back to the group. Have a good day, everyone.
You have yourself a great day. KK4 KZZ, Mark in Satsuma, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning everybody on the net. I really don't drink milk, so I'd say none. But anyway, we're in a foggy morning as I'm driving to Gainesville. With that, I'll send it back to K4 KZZ. Have a great day, everybody.
stopping by this morning. KZ4JN Anders, who is in Gainesville, Florida. Good morning, Anders.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day. Like he said, it is foggy out here. I do prefer whole milk, unpasteurized if available, but nothing else. I'll take the plain old, I'll send it back to you. And this is KZ4JM, back to net control.
Alrighty, thanks, Anders. I'm going to acknowledge a couple more text check-ins that came in here, and then we'll go to the top. We had N6QDY, David, KG8QP, Jeff, and KD2WBC, Paul. Let's go to the top of this list here. KC2NJV, Wayne, Elmore, New York. Do you prefer whole, skim milk? Morning, Wayne. KC2NJV, Wayne and Belmore, are you with me? Well, you're barely making that repeater this morning, Wayne. But thanks for joining us anyway. Appreciate it. Let's go up to Cartier, Ontario, to VA3 GLJ. Greg, good morning.
Good morning, Scott, and good morning to the brew crew. Currently 36 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius. Answer to your question, whole milk for me. Not that I drink a lot, but if I am, it's going to be whole milk. Everybody have a great Thursday. 73 VA3 GLJ, back to net.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for joining. KE2EIO, Michael in Alman, New York. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, everybody. When I was in college, I used to work on a dairy farm, and I prefer raw milk. Anybody that knows anything about that? If not that, whole milk. KE2EIO, 73s, everybody, and everybody have a good day, and back to net. Thank you.
Michael, and I don't think, I don't know if you can use the word raw milk anymore, but yes, it was the best. Especially when you let it sit and let that cream come to the top. VE3XTD, Eric in Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody. I'll tell everybody my favorite is 2% milk. Just the whole milk's just a bit much when we're mixing it in some of the recipes that my wife makes. VE3XTD.
Alrighty, thanks, Eric. Have a great day. Appreciate you joining us. KM4WZD, Joe in Claremont, Florida.
Hi, Scott. Morning, Vicky. Good morning to the crew. Whole milk for me. Grew up on 2%, but whenever I was able to get out into the real world and go to the store myself and buy my own stuff, I decided to make the leap, and haven't regretted it. So whole milk for me. KM4WZD, y'all take care. 73's back to net.
Alrighty, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's go out to the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois, N9 BBM. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, Scott and the whole brew crew. I'm all about whole milk. That's usually what I have each morning here at the TV station for cereal. So, with that said, I hope you have a great day and a relaxing day if you can. Back to net control in 9 BBM.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Nathan, and you have yourself a good day. KK6, BCX, Kenneth in Kingman, Arizona. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Scott and Vicky. You can put me down for none. Found out as an adult that I'm lactose intolerant, so no milk for me. KK6 BCX, back to net.
Alrighty, Kenneth, none it is, and you have yourself a good day. KA8 BYU, Roy in Blaisdell, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody on the brew. KA8 BYU. I prefer 2%, and I usually get half a gallon of white and half a gallon of chocolate. And sometimes I'll even mix the two of them a little bit together to thin out the chocolate milk a little. And back to you. Take care.
Alrighty, thanks, Roy. And I was just thinking about that commercial from years ago where they had the chocolate Farple the dog. Have a good day, Roy. Let's see. This is W2BLT, and the question of the day is, do you prefer whole 2% or skim milk? That was submitted by S&M Bob down in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. Let's go to KQ4 ZGF Bryn in Rockhold, Kentucky. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Scott and Vicky. Thanks for doing the net. Answer for me is I prefer whole milk. Get it fresh in Rockhold in Williamsburg, Kentucky, actually. Go through lunch here with the kids. I really like oat milk. I don't know why that should be an option too. I think I know it's not for everybody, but I do like the oat milk. That's it for me. Back to net control, KQ4 ZGF.
Thank you, Bryn. Appreciate you joining us this morning. 82 ZJH, Stephen in New York. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Vicky. Thanks for doing the net. I prefer whole milk, and when I get out to Pennsylvania, good old raw whole milk. I hope everyone has a great day. KD2 ZJH, back to net control.
Whole milk it is, Stephen. Thanks for being here. CDE in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, and everybody on the brew. Put me down for 2% there, Scott. Thanks for doing the net. W3CVE.
All right. Have a good day, and thanks for stopping by. 6 QDY, David in Sacramento, California. Good early morning, David.
Yeah, good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew Crew. It'll be 2% for me, 2%, and 6 QDY, back to net.
Alrighty, thank you, David. Appreciate you joining us. KG8QP, Jeff from Perrysburg, Ohio. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody on the brew crew. Skim milk, I have no idea why, it's just we've bought it forever. So that's what we do here. Hope everybody has a great day. KG8QP.
Alrighty, thank you, Jeff. Skim is now on the board. Have a good day. KD2 WBC, Paul in Dunkirk, New York. Good morning.
morning, Scott. Yeah, I just like the whole milk, red cap, 3%, whatever you want to call it. So it's whole milk for me. So everybody out there have a great day today. This is KD2 WBC.
All right, thank you, Paul. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Have a good day. Alrighty, folks, time for some new stations. Let's take some new stations looking to join us. Please come with your call signs twice and slowly.
November 5 Zulu Lima, November 5 Zulu Lima, Austin, Texas, in and out. Delta Yankee 1, Alpha Juliet Delta. Delta Yankee 1, Alpha Juliet Delta. Good morning. Kilowatt Alpha 2, Mike Alpha Tango. Kilowatt Alpha 2, Mike Alpha Tango. Alpha Delta Oscar, Kilo Mike 7, Alpha Delta Oscar.
November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
B2, Whiskey Bravo 2, Echo Radio X-ray. Kilo Golf 7, Kilo Mike Juliet, Kilo Golf 7, Kilo Mike Juliet, Tony Portland, Oregon.
WB2JPQ, WB2JPQ.
Kilo Foxtrot Bravo G3KSB.
Well, that was interesting. Let me let you know who I have here, and we'll see who we missed. We got N1RAD Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. We got N8ZFH. Oh, that Citizens. We got N1RAD Chad and Gary. We got G3FB Nick. WB2JPQ Dick. KG7 KMJ Tony. N4RAG Roger. KM7 ADO Christopher. WB2 EVX Jim. KA2 MAT Joe. And NY1AJD Aaron. Anyone else that we missed or anyone else wants to join us before we run this list, please your call sign twice and slowly.
2 Foxtrot Lima X-ray, K2 FLX.
Alrighty, we got you, Carl.
2 ERX, Whiskey Bravo, Echo Radio X-ray.
Alright, recognizing WB2ERX Rich and KE2FLX Carl. Let's go to the top of this list. NY1AJD Aaron over in Milan. Good morning, and the question of the day is, do you prefer 1% or skim?
Good morning over there from Milan. This is this correction of the call sign. This is Delta Yankee 1 Alpha Juliet Delta. Good morning to you, and we have a good weather today. And but it's a little bit warm today compared to yesterday. Could you please repeat the question for me? I'm sorry, it cut out for me.
Yes, do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim milk?
Oh, okay. I prefer skim milk because most of the Filipino desserts uses skim milk. Anyway, no further traffic. Going, sending it back to you, control. Delta Yankee 1, Alpha Juliet Delta 73.
Alrighty, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you joining us. And I just wanted to acknowledge N5ZL, Scott, is new to the system, was in and out. Appreciate him this morning. This is W2BLT. Next up, KA2MAT, Joe in Hazlet, New Jersey. Good morning, Joe.
Well, good morning to you. I assume Vicky is out there logging. 2% for me for cereal, and just as an aside, half and half in my coffee. Back to you.
Thanks, Joe. Have yourself a WB2EVX. Jim in Spring Valley, New York. Good morning. Well, no, he was in and out. Let's go to KM7 ADO in Oregon City, Oregon. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Not much of a milk drinker, but when I do have it in the house, it's usually whole milk. Back to you. Over.
All right, thanks, Christopher. Appreciate you joining us this early in the morning. Let's go to Roger, N4RHE down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Top of the morning, Roger.
W2BLT, and the rest of the day to yourself, Scott, and clever cousin Vicky always sound good. November 4, Romy Teleco. High test, red cap, whole milk. Until I retired, I drank a gallon every 2 days, Scott. Milk has done my body good. November 4, Roger enthusiast. Return.
All right, thank you, Roger. Appreciate you joining us. And when I was in grade school, they used to have this thing every year called Milk for Health. And it was a big promotion, I guess, to get people drinking milk. Have a good day. Let's go to KG7 KMJ, Tony in Portland, Oregon.
Mine's a little bit longer of a story. Back when I was a little back, we used to go over to Grandma's house. And they were sharecroppers. They were both of them behind Burns Brothers truck stop. Now it's Costco. The owner of the property used to bring over a 5-gallon can of milk every week, and give the cream off, put it in a gallon jar. When we got there, we had it cranked with us. We'd sit there and we'd crank out of the cream, and then we'd have some of that still warm out of the cow. These days, we'll take 2% or whatever it is, pretty much. Back to that. Thank you.
Nothing like milk from the farm. Have a good day, Tony. Appreciate you joining us. Let's go to WB2 JPQ. The Godfather, Dick in Eden, New York. Good morning, Dick.
Well, good morning, Scott, Vicky, Mike, everybody. I have, put me down for none. I have not drank a glass of milk since my mother used to force it down me. I am not a milk drinker. Whatever, probably 3 or 4 times a year when I have cold cereal, I guess we use 2%, but I don't drink milk. This is Double Get a B2JP.
Have a good day, Dick, and thanks for joining us. Let's go to G3 KSB, Nick in Scunthorpe, England. Good morning.
Morning, Scott. Good morning, the crew. And I'm a bit like Vic. When we were youngsters at school, we used to get milk issued when we were in the kindergarten class, and it was always warm, so everything is separated out. So the cream was at the top, and it was not that good, really. So nowadays, 2%, I think, Scott.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Nick. We appreciate it. Let's go out to Scottsdale, Arizona, to Chad, N1RAD. Good morning, Chad. Prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim milk?
Good morning. So my grandfather was a small operation dairy farmer all his life, so I grew up watching him milk cows whenever I visited the farm, and he'll probably roll over in his grave right now, but I'm going to actually say I'm going to go with almond milk, actually, because it just stays a lot longer. You don't have to replace it. I only use a little bit on cereal, so I kind of like almond milk now, later in my life. So hopefully that'll put me on the board. Thanks a lot, N1RAD.
Alright, thanks, Chad. Appreciate it, and you have yourself a good day. Let's go to N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the crew, and it's a beautiful day here in southeastern Michigan. And after growing up on whole milk delivered by a milkman, I now prefer 2% milk. And once in a while, if it's available, I'll have half and half or in my coffee. But usually it's 2% milk in the coffee. Please check me in and out. I'll continue to listen. N8ZFH.
Alright, yeah, have a good day, and thanks for stopping by. TE2FLX, Carl in Buffalo, New York. Good morning, Carl.
Yeah, K2FLX, definitely whole milk, but I wouldn't mind trying raw milk. I've smelled it before, and it smells real good. K2FLX.
Alrighty, Carl, whole milk it is. Thanks for stopping by. Let's go to WB2ERX, Rich in Ridge, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, and the rest of the crew, Vicky and all. We prefer whole milk. Whole milk indeed. It's good for the coffee. Good. Have a good day, and see you down the line. WB2ERX will be clear.
Alright, thanks, Rich. Have a good day. Alright, let me just acknowledge one text check-in. We had KY4MB, Scott in Memphis. Who else do we have out there looking to join us this morning? Please come with your call signs twice, and
CJM, Whiskey 2, Charlie, Juliet, Mike, Mobile.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. 3 SNM, KB3 SNM.
November 8th, Romeo Whiskey
Foxtrot, that's N8RWF. Please check me in and out. That's in and out. Good morning.
KR4, CRF, Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot, out mobile. KO4QMM, KO4QMM.
November 2, India, Sierra Kilo. November 2, India, Sierra.
Alrighty, let me recognize these. We had N2 ISK, Bob, KO4QMM, Roger, KR4 CRF, Anthony in Hopkinsville, Kentucky was in and out, as was N8RWF, Bill in Trenton, Michigan. We had KB3SNM, Bob, VA3CRF, Vern, JOJ, Bill via the text line, W2CJM, and Charles in Selden, New York. Anybody else looking to get into this line before we run them, please come now. W4 TPX,
Kilo Delta 2 November Mobile, KT2NL Mobile. KQ4 UAM, KQ4 UAM.
N2BH, N2BH. A0, EF, AJ0, EF. WA2DAN, WA2DAN. I'll be in and out. Alrighty, we'll hold it up there, and we'll recognize WA2DAN, Dan in Sayville, New York, was in and out. Thanks for joining us. We had AJ0EF, Joe, and 2BH, Bill, KQ4UAF, 2RBC, Randy via the text. We had KD2NL, Chip, W4PPX, Don, and 2I, and I acknowledge the rest of them. Let's take these mobiles here first. We'll take W2CJM, Charles in Selden, New York. The question of the day is, do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim milk? Good morning, Charles.
Thanks, Scott and the crew. I prefer whole milk. Thank you and Vicky for doing the net. Have a great day.
Alrighty, thank you, Charles. You have a good day as well. We had KD2NL, Chip, Cincinnati, New York, in the mobile. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning to the rest of the crew. I don't prefer any milk, so you could just scratch me off the list. I'll stay 73, you'll have a good day and back to that. KD2NL Mobile.
Alright, appreciate you joining us. And I got one other one here, our buddy Vern up in Watertown, Ontario. And I don't know about you, Vern, but my radar is clear. They had a 5% chance of rain, and right now it's pouring. Good morning, Vern.
Vicky and everybody on the brew this morning, thank you for doing it. Yeah, we got full sunlight up here, Scott. Temperature right now is about 46, 47. Believe it or not, we're going to get into the mid-70s today. That's kind of crazy. No precipitation for us, fortunately. Turning to the question of the day, Scott, no milk for me, at least no dairy milk. I'll usually have almond milk or actually oat milk, which I quite like. For the rest of the day, going to do a little bit of work from home and definitely spend some time outside. What a beautiful day coming up. VA3 CRF.
Thanks, Vern. And yeah, they're forecasting 77 here today. I don't know. If it don't stop raining, I don't know what's going to happen. Have a good day, and I appreciate you joining us this morning. KY4MB, Scott, Memphis. Haven't talked to you for a bit. Good morning, Scott.
Well, this is Scott and everybody on the Brew Crew and Brother Randall in Spring, Texas. Oh, good to hear everybody this morning, and thanks for calling to Miss Vicky behind the scenes there and everybody else that makes ECR work. Well, you can hear the birds out here. They're eating us out of house and home. I'm going to go with 2% lactated milk. That's what my wife has to have, so that's what we buy. But everybody try buttermilk and cornbread for a dessert. You put the cornbread crumbled up actually in the buttermilk, and then you take a spoon and you eat it, and it does work. And yes, my mama grew up on that. KY4NB, back to net. Oh, and by the way, she's 87 and still up doing jumping jacks.
Alrighty, sounds good, Scott. Thanks for joining us, and have yourself a good day. This is 2BLT. Let's go to N5, JOJ, Bill, on Tahlequah, Oklahoma, via the text line. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning there, Scott, and everyone on the Brew Crew. Yeah, it's 60 degrees here, and we got storms coming in. I think it was this weekend, but the last couple days it's been real nice. After the last go around there was about 5 inches of rain, so we got more rounds coming there. But anyhow, I prefer no milk. I haven't drank milk since I was a kid. I gave up cereal there. But I use it in mashed potatoes, that type of stuff. But just to drink milk, no, can't do it. Anyhow, everyone have a super day. My net on Res Chat on Echolink is tonight at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. You guys hop on by and say hi. Also 55-101 on Echolink there. But love to have some of you guys from the Brew Crew drop by. Anyhow, Scott, you have a super day. Get back to net control.
Alrighty, thank you, Bill, and we'll keep that in mind, and you have yourself a great day. Next up, KB3SNM, the junkyard dog himself, the originator of today's question, Bob, down in the beautiful Pigeon Hills of South Central Pennsylvania. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Scott, and everybody on the Brew. Beautiful day in South Central PA. We'd like to be having some of that rain. Boy, a little bit east of us, they're having terrible fires out there. I use 2% milk for my Cheerios. I use other kinds for baking. But I've heard some kinds of milk that I didn't recognize. They come out of the same spigot as chocolate milk. Have a good day, Scott. KB3SNM.
I don't know, Bob, but if they ever start making milk that's petroleum-based, we're all in trouble. Have a good day, Bob. Appreciate it. KO4QMM, Roger in Umatilla, Florida. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, Mr. Scott and the Brew Crew. You always sound wonderful, as you always do. And you can put me down for when I drink milk, I like to drink whole milk. And for the rest of the day, looking forward to that 20-meter net. See what kind of prop we got. Always got a pipeline. Scott there in Buffalo. We always have a nice little pipeline, and he can be a QRP or less and throw a wire out his window, and I still talk to him. Hope to see y'all there. 14.317, 10 a.m. KO4 QMM clear.
Thanks, Roger. We'll catch you at 10 o'clock this morning. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I think we're going to have Aeronautical Mobile here on the, not on the Reflector, but on 20 meters, I would believe, probably 14.317, just like Roger's 20 meter net on Thursday. So stop by tomorrow morning and listen to Carlos and whatever he's got with him. Yeah, it's always an interesting time. Let's go to N2 ISK, Bob in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Morning, Bob.
Okay, good morning, Scott, Vicky, and whoever else is out there. Yeah, well, I prefer 2% now. But I do remember the days when the milk box had a and the milkman delivered the milk with the cream on top because it was not homogenized and used to say for whipped cream. Yeah, elementary school, I remember we used to have to pay 3 cents a container for milk back in kindergarten and early grades. So there you go.
Thank you. Back memories. Yeah, white milk was 3 cents and chocolate milk was a nickel. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us. Next up, W4PPX Don down in Hollywood, Florida. Good morning.
Scott, thanks for beaming me in today. Be down for 2%. Nice and sunny down here this morning. You want me to send some your way? W4PPX, back to you, Scott.
We're supposed to get it. I don't know, man. That shower just popped up, rained heavy for about 3 minutes, then it's gone again. Looks like clouds are breaking up. Thanks for joining us, Don. Always a pleasure. Next up, one of our team members here at the East Coast Reflector, Randy, W2RBC. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everyone on the morning brew. I don't drink a lot of milk. When I do, or for cooking, I prefer whole milk. No rain here in West Seneca. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
You know what happened? It was just a pop-up. The radar was clear and it was pouring. Took about 4 minutes to catch up. Have a good day, Randy. KQ4 UAM, Kevin in Interlaken, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the crew. Definitely mark me down for whole milk, and we will take any kind of rain y'all can send us. We are about to be on fire here in the sunshine.
There too. Have a good day. Next up, N2BH, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, and the fellow that helps me with tech check-ins in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Mike, everybody. 2% for me. Use that for most everything, and the rest of the day going for our first breakfast motorcycle group ride, and 2BH.
Alrighty, Bill, thanks for joining us, and you might want to put a slick tag there. Have a good one and appreciate what you do. HA0EF, Joe in West Seneca. Good morning, Joe.
Scott and the rest of the brew crew. I prefer to get whole milk. Been drinking it since I was a kid, and it's what I base the kids on. The only time I don't in the in shop for grabs are on. With that, I'll turn it back to the net control. This is AJ0, 73.
right, thanks, Joe. You have yourself a fine day. Appreciate you joining us. Let me recognize some more here, and then we'll take other check-ins. Let's recognize a K8BACL, KD9YUZ, Jimmy, WB4VW, Milt, A5JW, James, and a KMN, Jeff. Let's go up to the K8BACL in Britain, Michigan. Question of the day is, do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim milk? Morning, Al.
Good morning, Scott. Everybody in the Brew Crew. Usually when I was drinking milk, it was 2%. Just it does not as thick or kind of leaves a weird taste in your mouth. But I had ulcers about 15 years ago. I'm drinking milk, so it's very rare that I ever do because it just doesn't play well with me. For some reason, cheese does, though. But yeah, when I do have the rare occasion, it's 2%. Hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll send you some of this warm, sunny weather, Scott. KBAC, back to you.
Thank you, Al. I think it's on the way. It's supposed to be. Next up, KD9Z, Wakarusa, Indiana. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki, and everybody listening on the crew. Big, bright, beautiful sun here. I'm going to send some of it your way right directly here. Put me down for 2%. That's what I prefer. KD9YUZ, back to net.
Alrighty, Jimmy, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Milton, WP4VW, good morning.
Buenos días, mi amigo. To you, Vicky, el padrino, the system facilitators, and the group WP4 Victor with. It is a very nice morning here in Conroe, Texas. 71 degrees, can't complain at all. To answer the question of the day, whole milk. Because I gotta take advantage of all the proteins that the whole milk has. With that said, have a blessed day. 7-3 back to you in control. Take care, mi amigo. WP4 Victor Whiskey. Adios.
You have yourself a fine day, and don't work too hard, buddy. AA5JW, James in Spring, Texas. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring, mobile into Houston for work today. Scott, Vicky, thank y'all for taking care of us on the next morning. Always appreciate it. To the end. I do whole milk. That's my jam. If I'm gonna drink milk, it might as well be whole milk. Why bother with skim? It just tastes like water. With that, I'll say 7-3, hand it back to net. Everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile with the monitor.
Well, thanks for joining us, James. We appreciate it always. KE8SM Jeff in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Scott, and everyone on the Brew Crew. This is KE8SMN. If you want to drink milk, put me down for skim. KE8SMN, back to that.
Alrighty, skim it is, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. W2AJR, Andy in Cheektowaga, New York. Good morning, Andy.
You have a copy? Probably.
Yes, sir, I do. That would be skim milk for me.
KD4LIC. Does anyone copy?
You're in the middle of a directed net, so we must be copying you. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you joining us and have a good day. Last on this list, KQ8U, Bob in Ecorse, Michigan. Good morning, Bob. What kind of milk for you? Whole, 2%, 1%, or skim?
Traffic.
You're on.
Morning, Scott, the Brew Crew, Vicky. I really don't drink milk, but if I had to, I'd say skim. Have a great day. KQ8U, back to next.
All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you joining us, and you have a great day. Alrighty, let's take stations, new stations looking to join us in the morning brew. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Delta India Yankee, Whiskey 2, Delta India Yankee, mobile in and out.
In and out. Raw milk.
Kilo 4,
Way to go.
Golf Delta, Kilo 4, Golf Delta, Sierra. November 9, at the 98 City, in and out. 1 for OSU, not for Ohio State University. Go Badgers.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Juliet Papa, VE3, DJB, in and out.
9 Hotel India Foxtrot, Athens, Georgia, 2%, and I'll be in and out. We have a medical, or a doctor for the vet this morning, W9HIF Athens.
Alpha Victor, KJ5 KUX.
That's all right.
All right, we're going to hold it up there and sort out this cluster. Right at the top, I got a W2 DY something. Give me your call sign again twice, please.
Going to be Whiskey 2, Delta India Yankee, W2 DIY, mobile in and out.
Alrighty, we got you, Daniel. Then we had K4 GDS Gill. We had N9 EHT Doug in New Caney was in and out. We had Jerry N4 OSU. Then we had VE3 GJP Joel in Toronto was in and out. W9 HIF Leland in Athens, Georgia was in and out. We had 04 RAH KC3 LAB had a station that ended in like FLX. Could you get that call again twice, please?
November 2, Mike, Golf Uniform. November 2, Mike, Golf Uniform.
Well, with nothing heard, let's run the list. Let's go up to W2 DIY. Well, he was in and out. Gil, K4 GDS down in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, everyone on the brew. I drink whole milk. It's actually lower in carbs, and I'm trying to stay away from them. I don't tend to drink a lot of it, but when I do, it's whole milk. Yes, back to that.
Alrighty, Gil, sounds good. Thanks for joining us. Let's go to Jerry, N4 OSU, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning, Jerry. Morning, 1
Good morning all. Good morning to you. I like homogenized pasteurized chocolate milk. See what that does to your list over there. The pain in the rear end. You had 4 OSU. We'll be down on your final, sir.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Jerry. Have yourself a good day. Let's go to Ray, KO4RAH in Huntsville, Alabama. Morning, Ray, and do you prefer whole 2%, 1%, or skim?
So, Brew, prefer 2% these days. I can hold milk, and just moved to 2% for some reason. But anyway, I usually have it in the morning on cereals. Gonna be rainy rest of the week here in Huntsville, expecting a couple more inches of rain. Hope everyone has a great day. 7-3, this is KO4RAH, back to net.
Thanks for joining us, Ray. Have a good day. Next up, KC3, Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Mike.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, Scott. Good morning to everyone on the crew this morning. This is KC3LAV, Q3 Lima Victor, Mike, Warwick Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Beautiful, beautiful day today, going up to 80 degrees, and we enjoy 2% milk, Pennsylvania's #1 product, dairy milk. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. KC3LAV, back to net.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mike. Enjoy the nice weather. Next up, N8HLN, Mike in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning to all. From N8HLN. I prefer, and I think I did that with the belief that less fat was more healthier, so I've been doing it for a long time. Back to net, N8HLN. Good morning.
All right, thanks, Mike. You have yourself a good day. Next up, Bill, W8WHK in North Fort Myers, Florida. Good morning, Bill.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day, 66 degrees. We prefer whole milk. And I don't see much difference between 2% whole milk, but skim milk, I can't stand this stuff. And but it has to be lactose milk. My wife is extremely lactose intolerant, so. But well, we always have to get the lactose free. So, okay, I'll turn it back to you. This is WHK73. Everybody have a great rest of the West. Have a great day.
Alrighty, Bill, you have yourself a fine one as well. Alrighty, folks, time to start a new list here. I'll get the list and then we'll give it to Mike. Stations looking to join us on the morning brew, please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo 7, Delta Yankee. Kilo 7, Delta Yankee. This is KJ5, KUX, Kilo 5, Kilo Uniform, X-Ray, Ricky in Houston, KJ5, KUX, out. Kilo 1, Oscar, Japan, K1, OJ. Charlie 2, Zulu Golf Uniform. Kilo Charlie 2, Zulu Golf Uniform. Kilo 1 Zulu Echo Delta. Kilo 1 Zulu Echo Delta.
Okay, let's hold up for a minute and acknowledge these stations. KK7DY, Clark in Arizona. W70MH, was in and out. Mike is in Wading River, New York. Thank you, Mike. KJ5KUX, Ricky, Houston. KI4MTG, Terry on the text line from Christiansburg, Virginia. VE3TCS, Tim in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Owen from Houston, Texas, K1OJ. And we have KI7IHU, Dave from Murray, Utah. KC2ZGU, Stephen in Rush, New to the system, Cody from Georgetown, Texas, K1ZED. Don't see any mobiles in there, so let's start at the top of the list. The question of the day is, do you prefer milk, 2%, 1%, or skim? And that question is provided by Bob, KP3SNM. Clark, what's your preference going to be there in Phoenix?
Good morning, Brew Crew. I prefer milk. Back to the net, KK7DY.
Thank you, Clark. And since I was late getting to the mic, the coffee pot was running a little bit slow this morning. Had to get a refill. This is Mike, K2CMT, in DeBerry, Florida. I'll be with you for the next hour, along with Vicky, KE8DKY, on the log. Next up is Ricky from Houston, Texas, 5KUX.
This is KJ5KUX. Good morning, Brew Crew. Really appreciate Vicky, Scott, and folks there running the net. When it comes to milk, I'd say we're a 2% family. That's what we prefer on our wheat. KJ5KUX, returning back to the net.
Thank you for joining us, Ricky. Jerry from Christiansburg, Virginia, K14MTG. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, all. 2% has basically been what we've drank for the last 20 plus years. Back to the net. Have a good day. KI4MTG.
Thank you for joining us, Jerry. VE3TCS, Tim in Windsor, Ontario. Good morning, Tim.
Mike and Miss Vicky, VE3TCS Mobile. I'm actually in Harrow, about 5 miles north of Lake Erie, on the way back in from getting my grand this morning. And I don't do skim or 2%. I do whole milk and half and half cream in my coffee. Back to net.
Well, you guys, what you do, you sure have all the people that check in. So back to you, and have a very nice day. Nice and sunny here.
Well, that was fun. I guess we need to say hello to Gary. He's not on my log, but we'll say hello to him anyhow. Remind everyone, this is a controlled net. For general check-ins and specific check-ins, but please listen and wait until your call sign is acknowledged. Owen in Houston, Texas, K10J.
Kilo 1, Japan, K1OJ. And it's a balmy 76 degrees in Houston this morning. I think I'll leave my jacket at home. Milk. Yep, I drink milk. There. Typically whole milk. And that's all I got. Kilo 1, Oscar, Japan, K1OJ. Good day.
Thank you for joining us, Owen. K17HU. My eyes are need folks see.
Dave, Murray, Utah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matt and everybody on the net. This is Kilo India 7, India Hotel Uniform, Dave, out of Murray, Utah. I used to drink 2%, and so caused a little bit of discomfort, and I switched to almond milk, which seems to do a lot better, but it's still good on cereal in the morning. Back over to you. This is Kilo India 7, India Hotel Uniform.
Thank you for being with me, Dave. I'm still having problems figuring out how you milk an almond, but I guess I'll have to Google that, figure it out that way. Stephen, Rush, New York, KC2ZGU. Good morning, Stephen. KC2ZGU.
I grew up on 1% milk mostly, so that was what I mostly drank until recently. Now we've got a 1-year-old in the house, so we mostly get whole milk. So that's the point.
Thank you, Stephen. Whole milk it is. And new to the system, Cody from Georgetown, Texas, K1ZED. Cody, I want you to be sure to check our website, EastCoastReflector.com, for all the answers and more information on what this system is. Good morning to you, sir.
Cody, Kilo 1, Zulu Echo Delta, and I'm doing fabulous. Thanks for picking me up. I like 2% milk, but I also like almond milk, and almond milk is made by straining almonds in water and then using that liquid to create a milk. Back to the net, and thanks for welcoming me. Kilo 1, Zulu Echo.
Thank you, Cody, for being here. We appreciate it, and all the insight into almond milk production is helpful too. Time for some new customers. I'd like to see if there's any mobile stations loose out there. We want to pick those mobile stations up before they get between point A and point B and can't talk to us. Mobile stations, come now, please, twice and slowly.
Kilo Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo. Kilo Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo.
Kilo Quebec 4, Echo Oscar India, KQ4, July, Mobile.
Alpha India 5 Lima Mike. Alpha India 5 Lima Mike.
Okay, let me acknowledge these last three stations and clarify. KQ4POQ was mobile, and K4DOI, James, was mobile, and A15LM, Market in Houston, Texas. If any of those wrong, correct me now.
That was KQ4POK, Kilo Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo.
Gonzo, thank you much. We got that corrected. Appreciate it. And Daryl, WP1DXN. Are you also mobile, Daryl?
No, I didn't.
Okay, let's go for general check-ins now. Station, just want to get on here and talk with us and answer today's question. Come now.
KR4 Charlie Kilo. R4
Delta X-ray Bravo, Kilo, Juliet 5, Delta X-ray Bravo.
W2 KJV, W2 KJV, and
You in and out.
Okay, let me acknowledge these stations checking in. W2EM, Chuck, in Lancaster, New York. KP2QBQ, Murray was in and out from Homosassa. Good morning, Murray. And Tony Herbert, 2KJV, one of our system facilitators. Be back to you shortly. KJ5DXB, Frank in Sugarland, Texas. KR4CKC, Bill in Oklahoma, Florida. WP1DXN, Daryl in Epson, New Hampshire. AI5LM, Marcus in Houston. K4DOI, James in Social Circuit, Social, Georgia, a new one on me. And KQ4POK, Gonzo, Winter Springs, Florida. Gonzo, your mobile question of the day is, as soon as I find it, when it comes to milk, whole milk, 1%, 2%, or skim?
Good morning, everyone on the morning. To answer today's question, I do prefer 2%, and the colder the better. Bassinet Control is KQ4POK clear.
Thank you, Gonzo. Next up is K4DOI, James in Social Circle, Georgia. Good morning, James. K4DOI, you still with me? Mark it down as one and done, and let's move along. Marcus, Houston, Texas, AI5LM.
Good morning, everyone. For the question of the day, it's whole milk here. Whole milk all the way. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Marcus. Whole milk it is. Next up, by way of the text line, Daryl from Epson, New Hampshire, pardon me. WB1DX. Good morning, Daryl.
Vicky and Mike and the rest of the morning crew. Sorry I messed up. Yesterday was a big total mess up trying to get online. Sorry. I apologize for today again. I don't know what's going on with me. But anyway, it's about 48 degrees here, 9 Celsius. It should be getting up to about 70 and 21 Celsius. If I were to have milk, I would do the whole milk. However, because I don't much of it, a half gallon would spoil by the time I get done with it, and a quart always seemed like it goes quickly, and I'd be down there buying it all the time, so I use almond milk. Everybody had a safe day, safe travels out there for you that are driving on the road, and everybody else. Thanks for being there for us. WB1DXN, back to net control.
Well, thank you for joining us, Daryl. Next up is Bill, Florida, K4CKC.
Good morning, KR4CKC. Yes, I drink whole milk. The colder, the better, especially on a hot day. KR4CKC. You all have a good day.
Thank you for joining me, Bill. We're looking at now as I talk to Frank in Sugar Land, KJ5DXB.
KJ5DXB, good morning to you, Mike, Vicky, and everybody. Put me down for 2% if I do have some milk. Thank you for check in. Everybody have a great day. KJ5DXB, back to you, Mike.
Thank you for being here, Frank. Tony, over there at home, working on the YouTube slideshows, and you probably need pictures too, so you be sure to tell them where to send them. W2KJV.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Everyone on the Morning Brew, Tony here. That's 72.2 degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, I checked, and we need pictures for that slideshow. So if you have any ham-related, sure, send them in to Dick at WP2JPQ@AOL.com, and he'll send them down to me and over to Vicky too. When it comes to milk, Mike, whole milk. Hope everyone has a good day. Back to you, Mike, W2KJV.
Thank you for being here, Tony, as always. KIPI, Bill in Hobbs, New Mexico. You're up, Bill.
Sorry for that pause there, Mike. Had a repeater identified itself. Put me down for whole milk, sir. Good morning, everybody on the brew. Hope everybody has a great day. KI5PMI. Back to net.
Whole milk it is, Bill. I'm a 2% man anymore, but boy, I'd like to switch back, but Mama won't quite let me, and she's the one making out the grocery orders, so I'm stuck with 2%, but it gets the job done. Thank you for being with me this morning, Bill. Let me remind everyone that following the Morning Brew at 10 a.m. today is the 20-meter net, 14.317 on your HF dial. You've got privileges, and then bands are good. We hope to hear you there. New stations wishing to join the Morning Brew. Come now, please, twice and slowly.
5 Alpha X-Ray Charlie, Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha X-Ray Charlie, X-Ray.
Whiskey 2, Echo Mike, W2EM.
This is KD2YUY, Kilo Delta, Yankee Uniform Yankee.
Kilo Juliet India Mike Whiskey, Kilo Juliet 5 India Mike Whiskey, in and out.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Charlie Sierra Papa, WB9 CSP.
Delta, Echo, number 1 Delta, Charlie Echo, in and out.
Okay, let's hold up and let me acknowledge these stations. N1 DCE, David in Essex Junction, Vermont, was in an for waving a hand there, David. Kim from Spencerport, New York, KE2DJQ. Richard in Paris, Texas, WB9CSP. Robert in Houston, Texas, waved a hand as well, KJ5MW. Doug in Homosassa, Florida, and on the text line, WA8G.
By the way of the text line, KC9IXX. Charles from Syracuse, KD2YUY. Chuck from Lancaster by way of Lake Placid, Florida, W2EM. Louis from Houston, Texas, KJ5AXC. Louis, you're at the top of my list. Question of the day is, do you prefer 2% whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim?
Good morning. I'll go with the 2%. 73s, KJ5AXE. Back to net.
Thank you, Louis. 2% it is. Chuck in Lancaster, W2EM.
Good morning, Mike, Vicky, and the rest of the... we use 2% in our house here, and let me tell you, whole milk is completely different from the actual milk that comes out of a cow. It's a lot richer out of a cow, but I guess they have their standards that they go by. Back to net, W2EM.
I just know it seems to have a lot more body, and that's like you got a mouthful of milk versus milk tasting water. Thank you for being with us, Chuck, as always. Charles in Syracuse, KD2YUY. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. We'll be down for skim milk. We buy more skim milk than anything else. 73 to net control, KD2YUY.
Thank you for being with us, Charles. Next up is Roger, who's new to the system, from Rochester, Indiana, KC9IXX.
Yes, hi, thanks, guys. New to the system, just checking it out, for sure. 2% all the way. If you get anything else, my throws the temper temperature. You guys have a good day, and thanks for getting me in there. KC9IXX, back to net control.
So we're glad to have you, see you here for the first time. I want to remind you, if you don't already know, you can go to our website at eastcoastreflector.com, all one big long word with a period in it. And all about different ways to connect and different things and different nets and more information than you probably will ever read, but it's all there on the website. Thank you for joining us, and hope you'll become a regular. Doug in Homosassa, Florida, WA8.
This is WA8CLG, everybody. 2%, right? But the only thing I use it for is for making yogurt. About every 10 days I make a new batch of yogurt. And with that information, everybody have a good day. WA8CLG, back to you, Mike.
Thank you for being here, buddy. WB9CSP, Richard from Paris, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning. Not very often I make this snack. Nope, a little too early, but I'm up. Up to 50%. I like the taste of it. Back to you, D9CSP.
Well, Richard, I sure am glad you took a moment out of that little sheep, to talk to us. We appreciate you being here. And if you can figure out a way to do it on a more regular basis, that's even better. You have a great day. Now go back to sleep. Jim in Spencerport, New York, KE2DJQ.
Good morning, all. I'm the East Coast Reflector. There was dew on the grass, and it's supposed to smile, so I just got done spreading, lawn product, triple action lawn product down there. Relative to the there, 2% milk, and I sure hate that a quart of milk costs the same as a half-gallon milk, so you end up buying a half-gallon and hope that you use it. And one last thing before I get off this thing here, on the news this morning, some towns got pileated woodpeckers kind of pecking on everything, breaking car mirrors, people's windows on their houses as they tap like crazy during this mating season, I guess, for the woodpeckers. So that's all I got for now. You guys all have a great day. This is KD2GQ, back to the net.
I'll have to check with some of the CW boys to make sure they're not sending out SOSs. Thank you for that information. David in Essex Junction, Vermont. Morning, N1DCE. Thank you for waving a hand, David. Time for some new customers. Any mobile stations out there? Mobile stations first.
This is Kilo Bravo 2 Golf Sierra KB2GSM. Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Bravo Mike. Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Mike. KJ7 IJU Kilo Juliet 7 India Julia Uniform Mobile. Kilo Alpha 5 Golf Sierra Sierra. Kilo 3 Alpha Bravo Zulu K3 ABZ. Boy. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu KD2 ZOZ.
DRC, KF8, DRC. Okay, hold up a moment. Let me acknowledge these stations. KF8 DIC. Would you give me your full call again, the one that sounds like that? KF8 DIC. Rochester Hills, Michigan. Name is Jack. I'm going to say it again. KF8BIC is in Bravo, India. Charlie, is that correct? D. Instead of B is D.
The time is
D like David. The KF8. One more time. KF8 DRC. DRC. Okay. It's confirmed on QRZ. Is that a brand new plan? KF8 DRC. A new call sign. I would say it's 2 weeks. Okay, you stick around there, Jack. We'll be back with you. Let me acknowledge KD2ZOZ, Chuck, K3ABZ, Mark, KA5GSS, Sean, KJ7IU, Sean, KO4FBM, and KB2GSM, George, in Central Islip, New York. And George, you're up first. Question of the day, do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim?
This is Kilo Bravo
Sierra Mike, voting for 2%, but I only use it for cereal, not that often. KB2GSM, back to that.
Thank you, George. KO4SPM, Jose, St. Cloud, Florida. Good morning.
Morning, Mike, and the rest of the morning brew, 2%. For the rest of the day, very slow day today. I'll give you 73.
Thank you, Jose. Stay safe out there. Sean in Portland, Oregon, KJ7IJU. Good morning.
Well, good morning, everyone on the brew. Hope everyone is having a good morning. I only drink almond milk, but if I'm stuck with those choices, I would choose 2%. That's what I used to drink. So, I'll hand it back. Everybody have a great day. 73 is all. KJ7IJU listening.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you being here. And next up is Shane in Beaumont, Texas, KA5GSS.
Good morning, Brew. This is KA5GSS, and question of the day, I only drink whole milk, 2%, just not my thing. Hope everybody has a blessed day. KA5GSS, back to net.
Thank you, Shane. Mark in Lutherville, Maryland, K3ABZ.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Yeah, is for me, mother started that walnut over 60 years ago, and I'm still drinking it. So, for what it's worth, Kim Dillon. Thank you, K3ABC, back to net control.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you being here. KD2ZOZ, Chuck in Queens, New York. Good morning.
Good morning. On the net, KD2ZOZ here. We do 2% in our household here. Have for quite a long time. I have a question. I'm only getting partial transmissions on some of these guys here, and I'm wondering if I've got an issue here or what's going on. KD2ZOZ, back to net.
There may be some packet loss in on your internet connection. We're getting them pretty stable here in DeBerry, Florida, and Vicki says we're getting them pretty stable in Maplewood. So I would think it's probably local internet connection. Might want to reboot now that I've picked you up and listen to the rest of the brew and see if it gets any better for you. Appreciate you being here. KF8DIC. I think it was Jack. You still there?
I used to drink milk, regular milk, but now I changed to a coconut.
Well, they're kind of hard to get into, but I guess it's good once you get there. Thank you for being with us, Jack. And I'm sure that call sign will start propagating here shortly. Joe in Orange City, Florida. My neighbor, KK4MOW. Still with me? You must have gotten out. that must have stepped out of his truck. We'll come back to him. Let's go on down. W2SAL, Chickawawa, New York. Good morning, Sal.
Good morning, Mr. Mike and the rest of the Brew crew. I'm going to make it quick and short. We're going to do the 2% over here. It's all we ever use. And with that, I'll send it back to net control. Everyone have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. W2SAL clear.
Thank you, Sal. Ron in Amherst, New York, WA2 WWK.
Well, good morning, Whiskey Alpha 2, Whiskey Kilowatt. Usually 1% skim milk, something along those lines. I figure I don't need the extra fat content, but that's a personal design. I don't like the taste of whole at this point. W2W, WK.
Thank you, Ron. Skim it is. Larry in Calamasa, California, up bright and early. KE6MAE. Good morning.
E6MAE, early this morning, woke up about 5, like later, but can't. 2% milk and only on cereal. Being a kid, when you drink gallons of it, just a little bit, still poured away most of the time. Back to that, KE6MAE, thanks for waking me up this morning.
Thank you, Larry. We like to be of help as much as we possibly can. Thank you for being here. Let me see if my buddy Joe in the city is back. Yeah. KK4MOW. Still there, Joe?
I'm still here. I grabbed the wrong mic. I told the whole story on another repeater. Good morning. KK4, Micah, Oscar Whiskey. Killer 4, Micah, Oscar Whiskey. Hey, I like whole. Could have the whole cow. I would drink. Good morning, Mike. Everybody have a good Thursday. KK4, Micah, Oscar Whiskey. Back to net.
Thank you, Joe. I figured you was in the vicinity somewhere, so that's why we came back. Didn't want to leave you hanging. Time for some new customers to join the Morning Brew. Remind everyone that the newsletter is out. You can check on the site, find the newsletter. You can subscribe to it, and it'll come to your email every month. Does an awful lot of hard work putting that thing. It's looking good every day. New stations. Let's have Echo Link and digital stations only on this first round.
I-5 OWA, KI-5 Oscar Whiskey Alpha.
Hearing only one, let me go to him right now. Joe in Amarillo, Texas. KI5OWA. Question of the day, Joe, is do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1% skim?
The wife and I, we use 2% cow's milk. It's a nice day here, 56 degrees this morning. A little chilly, but not bad. It's my Friday, so I'm off for the next 3, so I'm glad. So back to you, the net from KI5OWA.
Well, Joe, you and the bride have a wonderful weekend, and 2% it is. Any other Echo Link or digital stations?
SAM, Whiskey 9, Sierra Alpha Mike, in and out.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Golf Lima Yankee. Kilo, Quebec 4, Golf Yankee, in and out.
Hey, now let me just make it clear. In and out station. If you want to be in and out, let's go ahead and get you out the door.
EPP, in and out.
Here is Kilo Golf 8 Julia Lima. Kilo Golf 8 Julia Lima. Thanks.
Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima. Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima.
Okay, let's hold up a moment. I had a station in there, kind of like GPP is on the end. Would that station give me your full call, but you cut yourself off? So pause when you push that mic button and a couple seconds, and then give me your full call twice as slowly. With PP in.
W, Whiskey 9, Echo, Bravo, Bravo. Whiskey 9, Echo, Bravo, Bravo. In and out.
Hey, Mike, sorry, you caught me in between customers and driving. Kilo 4, Victor Tango Tango. KK4 VTT.
Okay, Bruce, we got you. Any other in and out stations? In and out only.
WW2RF, Whiskey, radio frequency, in out. Is 5 CPO, Kilo, Charlie 5, Charlie Papa Oscar, in and out.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there and acknowledge these stations and wave, give them all a wave back. This is for the in and outers. W9FAM, Sam in Union, Ohio. KQ4GLY, Chris in Parrish, Florida. W9EBB, Don in Ocala, Florida. Get my eyes focused here. KG8JL, Jason, Ohio. W3BRL, Bradley in Kensington, Pennsylvania. Thank you for wave. WW2RF, John in Cuttahaw, New York. David, KC5, CPO in Burleson, Texas. Thank you all guys for waving a hand this morning. Now let me pick up the ones that want to stick around and say hi. That'd be Frank in Lancaster, KC2JPQ. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Mike, and everybody on the group. I used 2% on the milk, and not much going on today, Mike, so I'm just going to say 7 threes. I'll send it back to the net, and have a great day. KC2JPQ.
Thank you for being here, Frank. We appreciate you. Roy in Livonia, Michigan, C8ROY.
Good morning, everyone. Whiskey 3, Romeo, Kilo, India. Hope everyone is doing well. Put me down for skim milk for me. My wife converted me years ago. Everybody have a great one, and hope great ROI.
Thank you, Roy. Jason, Milwaukee, Oregon, KK7ZSH. Good morning.
Good morning to everybody. Hope everyone has a great morning. 73 to all. As far as milk, you used to drink 2% all the time, but married, it's 1%. Waistline. Again, have a great morning. KK7ZSH.
Thank you for joining us this morning. In Ocala, by way of the text line, W9EBB. Don, are you still with me in Ocala? How about my buddy, the problem child from Kissimmee, Florida, Bruce? And I always count on you. KK4VTT.
Mike, you're good. Hey, 2% situation like you. The wife says it's 2%, it's 2%. Thank you. Have some fun out here. Everybody out there have a great day. And thank all you guys for doing what you do behind the scenes. Kilo 4, Victor Tango Tango. Somewhere here in Orlando on I-4. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce, and stay safe on the I-4 Highway.
Syracuse, New York.
And next up is Donnie. The Syracuse station needs to wait. KM4CTB. Good morning, Donnie.
Yeah, good morning. Everybody on the net, KM4CTB, Donnie in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Glad I'm not on the Highway, you know. Yeah, I'm stuck on the 2% too. I can't have the whole milk anymore, and but we get by with it and do okay. Thanks for doing that. Have a great day, Mike. KM4C.
Good hearing from you, Donnie. Next up on last on this list is from Liverpool, New York, W3RKI.
QRM, but I will say I can hear some of it, and I'll just say, have a great day, 73. Thank you for taking me.
Glad to have you, Richard. Can you answer my question since I got you? How you prefer your milk? Whole, 2%, 1%, or skim?
I don't drink milk.
Well, it will give you the extra skim, man. I figure skim milk isn't really milk to start with. Thank you for being here, Richard. We appreciate it. That Syracuse station, would you like to come on? I'll give a first billing. Syracuse stations only.
That Syracuse station is me, W3RKI, the one who drinks extra skim milk.
Okay, Richard, I've got you down as Liverpool. Did you move out to the suburbs?
Always have lived here. Syracuse is a bedroom, or Liverpool is a bedroom community of Syracuse. But the good news is I can see the Carrier Dome from my front door. So there.
There you go, Richard. Thank you for being here. New stations wishing to join the morning brew. At the 10-minute mark. New stations, come now please, twice and slowly and in an orderly fashion.
AK60F, Alpha Kilo 6, Charlie Foxtrot.
Kilo Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo.
KF8 DWB, KF8 DWB.
N5 CLE, November 5, Lima Echo.
A4FC PL74.4.
5GI, November 5, Golf, India.
Okay, let's hold up there and let me acknowledge these stations. Rick in the Villages, N5GI, Dale in Claiborne, Texas, N5CLE, John, new to the system from Toledo, Ohio, KF8DWB, Carlos from Aeronautical Mobile in Hollywood, Florida, N1CBM, Ray in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, my hardest working man here on the East Coast Reflector, KC3FGD, Ed in Hillendale, Florida, AK6CF. Ed, you're at the top of my list this morning. Question of the day, do you prefer 2% whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim?
I prefer no milk in my coffee. Lactose intolerant. AK6CF. Have a great morning, guys.
Well, Ed, you're not the only one. You're not the Lone Ranger. Thank you for being here and participating. Ray in Elizabethtown, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Vicky in Ozona Net. Just in squad meeting this morning, and it's whole milk for me. Back to net.
Whole milk it is, Ray. Thank you for joining us. Keep an eye on that asparagus bed. Carlos, N1CBM. Good morning, buddy.
Morning, Mike, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. 78 and partly cloudy down here in Hollywood, as usual. I rather go with whole milk whenever I use milk. It's not every day, it's very seldom, but I like the taste better. And remember, guys, tomorrow the Aeronautical Mobile between 10 and 10:30 will be up in the air, and once we get to cruise level, we'll start getting the check-ins. Get yourself in the list so we can play for a bit. And 1 p.m. back to you, Mike. Have a good one.
Thank you, Carlos. And let me remind everyone, Friday night at 8 is the Youth Net. Keep that on your dial. Put it in your alarm system. Come by and support our young net controllers. And if there's any youth in your house, any third-party grandsons or granddaughters, bring them along for a ride. We'd like to hear from them. Next up is John, new to the system from Toledo, Ohio, KF8DWB. Good morning, John.
Morning, and thank you for having me on East Coast Reflector. As far as milk goes, 2%. The way I was raised just kind of got stuck on it, and that's all we do now. But thanks again for having me on here. Normally from Toledo, Ohio. Right now I'm in the Mobile, it's Monroe, Michigan right now. But everybody have a good day. KF8DWB.
Well, John, glad to have you. Like you say, we're here from Monday through Friday, except for holidays. And you can check out the website at eastcoastreflector.com and find all the different ways to connect and all the other information. Dale in Claiborne, Texas, N5CLE.
N5CLE, it's Claiborne, Texas, just south of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Good morning, and good morning to everybody on the Brew.
Milk once in a blue moon, and if it is, probably 2% skim milk. And I just wanted to mention packet loss is sounding much better today than it was yesterday. I hope Dick's copying the and we had a couple of emails talking about yesterday. All right, I'll send it back to you. This is N5CLE, Cleburne, Texas.
Well, Dale, it happens from time to time, and it's mostly based on not so much on connect as it is on the internet services throughout the area. Thank you for being with us. Rick in the Villages, N5GI. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Mike, Vicki, and everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. It's another lovely day in the Villages. To answer a question, 2% is what we go with when we get milk. And I don't think we ever buy anything other than 2% unless we make a mistake. Hi. It's going to be a good day. Looking to put up a new antenna for HF today, assuming the postman delivers as promised. So, be a fun project. Back to net, N5GI.
Thank you for being here, Rick. Next up is Brian from Warren, Michigan. KF8CWF. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew from Detroit, Michigan, where the temperatures are finally warm enough that we can ride our motorcycles. For my preference in milk is milk. Thanks for doing what you do. Back to net control. KWF.
Thank you for joining us, Brian, and I want you to please be safe out there. It's been nearly 6 months since you've been able to ride. Don't forget all the safety features that and go over in your head and practice good practices. New patients wishing to join the Morning Brew. Come now, please, twice and slowly.
N5NXS. November 5, November X-Ray Sierra.
Whiskey, Delta 8, Papa India Charlie. Whiskey, Delta 8, Papa Charlie.
November Whiskey, Quebec, NW4Q.
Three, Foxtrot Golf Romeo.
Okay, let's hold up right there. It's about all I can handle in my time frame. And rather than acknowledge you, I'm going to call you one at a time. Paul in Houston, Texas. N5NXS. Question of the day is, do you prefer whole milk, 2%, 1%, or skim?
Oh, it has 1% for me. After heart attack, I had to change, and been very good boy for 11 years. Everybody, I enjoy the net. Thank you for all you do. This is N5NXS. Back to net.
Thank you. Next up is Bob from Vinyo, Ohio, WB8PIC. Come on, Bob. Bob, you still with me? Moving on along, Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Hey, Mike, Trish says 2%, and she grew up a childhood and a teenage years milking cows, so she knows a lot about it. Back to you, sir.
You tell Trish that I never met a girl that couldn't out-milk a boy. That's just the way it is. They got more rhythm. Thank y'all for being here this morning, Jim. Dave Last on my list from Swanton, England, M3FGR. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Was just reading the mail, and I've done 3 years of a dairy boy, so I've had all the milk straight from the cow itself, but we call it semi-skimmed. And here, wrong phone, back to net control.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Well, that's all for today, folks. On behalf of Scott, W2BLT, Miss Vicky, KE8VKY, on the log and doing such a fine job to keep me straight. This is Mike, K2CM 73.
Thank you for running the net and with the EIC.
Number 5, Tango Mike Yankee. I'm a goat milk guy. 73.
W8PIC testing through the 2 PUG here, which I can hit this morning.
LSF, M7LSF, listening to GB3, CF for any calls.
N7LSF,
Lima, Sierra Station.
GZF.
This is Kilo Sierra 5 Victor. Kilo Sierra 5 Victor. Houston, Texas. Good morning.
M7LSF returning, yes. Well, good afternoon here. I'm speaking from Leicestershire in England, through the local repeater, and back to you.
Roger that. Roger that. We have an excellent link. You're sounding good into Katy, Texas, just west of Houston. I look forward to my neighbor is from a place called Bournemouth, and we get together and watch a little Premier League quite often on
Saturday mornings here in the States. So, does your city have a Premier League?
Yes, yeah, my name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Yeah, my QTH near East Midport in Leicestershire at the Aero Park. With my son and grandson for the afternoon. Back to you.
Okay, roger that, Steve. Very good. Name here is Dan, Delta Alpha November. Dan, Delta Alpha November. And just on my way to work this morning. So thanks for coming, thanks for jumping on the WinLink system. I didn't know they had a link over to the UK. Do they all have links to other European countries?
Handheld little gate through into the local repeater. I was surprised when I was hearing people in the United States and Canada coming through our repeater. I only got my license 2 weeks ago, so I'm new to the hobby, just getting into the digital side. Yeah, and back to you.
Hey, roger that, Steve. Well, I have a short commute this morning in Houston. I'm very fortunate to have a short commute. So I'll say 73 and appreciate the short QSO this morning. Hope some more people from Texas can get to talk to you soon. Kilo Sierra, 5 Victor. I'm clear.
Yeah, this is M7 LSF clear.
E8AHZ, Chesterfield, Michigan.
CK Mike 7, Fox Sierra, India.
It is WD8AHZ.
This is N7GZN, November 7 Golf Zulu November, Redmond, Oregon.
Number 7, Golf, I think the 7, you have to excuse me, this is WD8AHC, westbound I-94.
This is N7GZN. I was WD and I missed it. I've got the radio mounted in a somewhat non-suitable area, so sometimes getting the audio clarity is challenging.
Ohio, on my way to pick up a boat motor, put my boat in the water this year and had a motor failure. Very good on the going to work. I'm retired. And the call again is not important. You can give your call. I got your call, but mine is WD8AHC, Whiskey Delta 8 Alpha Hotel Zulu. And I know about noise. I'm in the F-150, and you get a lot of noise here and there. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I got it right, WD8AHC. Cool. Okay, well, safe travels on your boat motor purchase. And I'm getting into bend here where signal strength drops off real quick, so I will be clear on your final. This is November 7th, Golf Zulu November.
Okay, November 7th, Golf November. I'm sorry, probably messing your call up. All right, very good, and getting to work. I'm retired, of course, so yeah, we had a little adventure here down to the Ohio. Yeah, so 73. We'll let you get to work. Make that cash. Money talks. And buys boat motors too. 73 from Whiskey Delta 8 Alpha Hotel Zulu. WD8AHC.
Foxtrot Sierra India, looking for any calls from across the pond, USA.
Hey, across the pond. A big pond, about 3,000 miles. This is, if you could copy, WD8AHC. Name is Bill. I'm in the Detroit area. I'm out of Chesterfield Township, which is a bit north of Detroit, on beautiful Lake St. Clair.
Oh, Bill sounds gorgeous. I'm Keith. I'm in the north of England, just cutting the lawn with a lawnmower on the boat hook, back to an all-star note, so getting you guys to all-star. Good day for Britain. It's not raining, in other words. So good to hear from Detroit. How's the weather? How's the time over? Seven FSI, lost you there, Bill. It must have just gone down in the dip or something.
Hey, Bo is listening.
PJQ standing by. Good morning.
Hope you're having a good day. Finally got some sunshine up here. I'm not sure where you are. I'm in western New York. I'm around taking care of some errands this morning.
So far, so good. Sun's out here in Bridgeport, Connecticut area. And just getting on with the day. My name's Chris.
Meet you, Chris. The name here is Jeff. And yeah, a week ago yesterday we had snow. So, you know, this winter time just doesn't want to let go. Hopefully we crossed over now. It's supposed to be nicer all next week. It's just been a long winter this year. What are you going to do? You got to play the cards you're dealt, I guess.
I was just up in New York. I went to the Metallica concert up at the Syracuse Dome. I don't know if you're close to there or what part of New York you're in.
I'm west of Syracuse. I'm a little bit east of Buffalo, New York.
It's been a rough one for you guys up there. I have some property up near Riparius, New York, Chestertown area by the Hudson River.
Much snow there, you know, close to the Hudson? I wouldn't think as much as we get here, but I'm not sure.